I received this FLA with the request to see if I could solve two problems. So if I test it out, you'll see what the problems are. I click this thing and these colors come up. And watch the score. If I hit red, the score increments. If I hit the blue, the score increments. That's alright. But if I hit the wrong color, the score increments again. So that's one problem. The second problem with it is if I hit this thing, this circle, it also scores, and there's absolutely no visible code that I can see that should allow that to happen. So if I open the library panel, the score is on this in this movie clip called score frame underscore MC. Here it is. And if I look inside that action script, this is just a text box, a dynamic text. If I look at the action script and I go through this action script, and nowhere do I see any mention of that movie clip for the score. It just doesn't exist. So nor do I see anything that would show me why hitting this circle would increment the score. The best I can guess is, go back to the score movie clip, is if I look inside of this code, here's a text box that has the same name, but it's period text. I have this text box, and it's this text box that we're counting. And I'm guessing because there's only one frame here, that each time it's entering this frame that's when it's incrementing. That's what I'm guessing. And that's done because in here, each time you click on either this box, or this box, you tell it to go to another frame. And in going to another frame, I believe, this is the score frame here, that it's jumping into another frame, and that's how it's incremented inside that movie clip. Now, with all that said, the common factor is that the score here increments when it shouldn't, and that's common to both the circles and the different buttons here. What I decided to do was get rid of the score that's on in this side of this movie clip and make the score on the main timeline. So I'm on the main timeline now, and I'm going to look at this score frame here, unlock the score frame layer. If I click here, that's that movie clip, and I'm going to delete that there. Going into the next frame, deleting that. I'm just deleting that dynamic text box here that's inside of this movie clip. There, so that movie clip is gone. I can still look here, and it is here, but I'm not using it. So double click on it, unlock this layer, and there's that dynamic text right there. It's called score frame underscore MC, and it's a dynamic text. I'm getting the crosshairs, right click, I'm going to copy that. Going back to scene 1. And now, in that same place where I deleted all them movie clips, I'm putting that text box. So I'm selecting this frame, and I noticed that this person had an extra box up here. This one, if I can get it there, and I'm just going to delete that. Now right click, paste in place, and that, dragging it over, and if you look up here, that's that dynamic text box. Click the next frame up, right click, paste in place, drag it over. Go to this one here, right click, paste in place, drag it over, And this last box here, right click, paste in place, drag it over. Now I gotta write the code for it. So let's go back to this movie clip, open the actions panel, and it's these 2 lines of code that I want. Copy them 2 lines of code back to the main timeline, and on the actions layer, frame 3, that's for the blue one, open the actions panel, and down here where it says the right answer, after this time frame movie clip, put a couple enters and paste that code in. So that's going to allow it to increment there. Go to the next one, which is the yellow answer, which I want the right answer for that one. Couple of enters and paste that code in. Oops, no, I went outside that box. Paste it in here. And this one, again, the right answer, couple of enters, and paste it in. So now we got to make a variable. So let's copy this word count, copy it, go back to frame 1, and right under this stop, put an enter, a couple enters, paste in our word count, get in front of it, var as a variable, space, count, colon, number, start to write it, capital N, U, and it comes here, click on it, equals 1, semicolon. So now let's test that. That might be all we need to do. I have no errors. Okay. Now, this doesn't score like it was. This says red. If I hit red, it gives me a 1. Hit yellow, it gives me 2. Yellow 3. Blue 4. And if I hit a wrong one, all I got to do is get my score to go into this last box here. I believe we can go here to this score frame right here, and I don't know why the score didn't go back there. Select frame 2 of the actions code, open the actions panel, and right in here after all this code, put this line of code in. Type, 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 type. It says score frame underscore MC period text. That's that box right here. Equals open bracket count close bracket period 2 string small t capital S. This turns blue as well as text turns blue. Open close bracket semicolon. So now what we're going to do is make sure it appears in this box. And in doing that, we can solve a problem also by going back to frame 1 of the actions panel. Open it up. This count variable, make it 0. And on these color frames, so frame 3, open it up. And the right answer, highlight this line and put it above there like that. Because here we were actually testing it before we incremented it. That's why I had to make that variable a 1. Go to frame 4. Same thing. Highlight this line. Click on it, drag it above. And this line here, this frame, highlight it again, click on it, drag it up. Now I believe this works. Test movie, test. Let's do some writes first. A bunch of writes. Yellow, there's my score. Red, there's my score. Yellow, there's my score. Yellow, there's my score. Yellow, there's my score. Red, there's my score. So now let's do a wrong one. Red, and it stayed 6. So that worked good. And in case you didn't see it, I'll do it again. I'll get this one right, gives me 1. I'll get this one right, gives me a 2. I'll get this one wrong, it stays 2. Now, does it do that when it times out? Test movie, test. I'll get the first one right, red, and I'll let this time out. And it's a score of 1. And it timed out with a score of 1. I think that will work for you. Good luck. Hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learn.